What is going on, guys? Wait for it. Hold on. Oh, I know you just had an eargasm. What's up? Welcome to the video. As of this going live, I am 34 years old. 34 years, been on YouTube since I was like 23, 24. And I figured today, of all days, it's been a hectic, prepping for this launch, which, by the way, Sour Strips X Ghost, now live. First link in the description. Please use code MAX, save yourself 20%. Energy drinks, pre-pump size. It's amazing. It's going to sell out. You're going to love it. Snag it up. Use my code. Thank you so much for the support. But I figured on this birthday video, I would give you some life lessons because I talked about how the land where Taylor and I are building a new home almost kind of sort of did get taken away from us. And I want to tell you the story. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, it's so good once it hits your lips. So if you want to hear the story of how I got bamboozled, swindled, hustled, taken advantage of, freaking lubed up, whatever word you want to say, I got screwed. I'm a man who backs down from a fight. I just listen to the story. The people who dislike me are going to have a field day with this. But I want to tell you some life lessons and some things that I thought about my reasoning. So before we begin, and this is going to be a long story because I want to tell the entire thing, I want to preface by saying that these are some first world freaking problems, okay? Everyone is fine. This is just oh my gosh, Max, your land costs you a little bit more money. Oh, must be not. I'm not trying to get sympathy. I'm just telling you what happened. And in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have I should have waited for all this to happen and me just do things in the background rather than telling you guys that something bad was happening. But I'm pretty transparent, probably too transparent. This is probably something I don't need to be transparent about, but I was already transparent about I'm a transparent guy. I'm essentially see-through, and we're 2.5 minutes in. We haven't talked about anything. So let's go back and learn how this new land that we now have ended up costing me a lot more money. So as you know, I had this beautiful home, right? I got this in like 2020 or something. I don't really know. Did a whole bunch of renovations on it. I love this house, but there's some things about this home that I knew I wish was different, right? And as I've come into more success in my life, I know that down the road, I want to have the house that is exactly like I dream because I'm able to do it, right? So I knew down the road I always wanted this was not my forever home. This is a beautiful home. This is way too big of a home for just me when I first bought it. Taylor and I love it, but there's some things about it that I wish were different. So I knew I wanted a new house. That was always, eventually, it wasn't like this timeline thing. I was just like, one day we're going to build this dream house. I think a lot of people have that, they want to envision everything and have the layout exactly like they desire. So that's that, right? I don't need a new home. We have a great house, but it was like down the road, I want one. And I always knew that I wanted to build from scratch. After doing the renovation on this, I was like, I know that I want to make sure that every single detail is because this is my mindset back then, but now whoever I'm with, it's our decision of why that happened, why this room is that size, why everything is located where it is. Everything about it was because that's what we wanted. That's what dude wanted as he stretches on the ground over there. Big stretch. So I was never in a rush. Then randomly, Joe was like, hey, I'm thinking of looking at some land. This is about 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that. And Joe was like, I'm thinking about going to look at some land out near my mom's house. And I was like, sure, we'll go. And I have no idea what I'm looking for. Taylor and I really have no idea. We're like, we think we wanted some space, blah, 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 blah. And we went with Joe to look at some plots of land. And as we're driving through the neighborhood and we see the pieces of land, and I never filmed any of this content. I just deleted it because it was like a wash because I was like, no, because I wasn't planning on looking for land, but I was just like, sure, I'll go with you, Joe. And when he showed us the plots, nothing about it, not that it wasn't great, not that I think it was nice. It just, I needed it to, and I didn't know what this would entail, but I wanted it to jump out at me and be like, this is the spot. This is the spot. I don't know what it is, but this is where you need to build your house. And I did not get that vibe from the land with Joe, or in Joe's mom's neighborhood. I just, for whatever reason, it just didn't, it wasn't it. It was not it. So I was like, okay, whatever, I have a house. I'll find some land in the future. Like, I'll just find some land in the future. Then pretty recently, about a month ago, as you guys know, I have an attic above my garage, but there's no storage in there, okay? That's where the water broke. We had that flood, and it's just kind of like these beams, right? And I feel like it was a bunch of unused space. So I got in contact with the contractor who basically renovated this entire house, or one of the contractors, and I had him come out, and I was like, hey, like, do you think we could do something to this upstairs, like over the garage area, because it's pretty big? And he's like, yeah, if you want, like, we could actually like turn this into basically looking like your house as a storage unit. So it'd be like, this flooring, which I have extra of, we'd put, LED lights in there. We'd put a bunch of storage cabinets. We'd make it, it'd be like, it would turn it into an extension of the home, not to add square footage, but just for like a finished storage is what essentially I was gonna make it. So when I had that idea, which I still am planning on doing because I have this 14-foot Christmas tree that I have nowhere to store it. That shouldn't have got a 14-foot Christmas tree. But yeah, so we want to make it into a finished storage attic thing, right? Hold on, I need some energy. This is a long story, guys. I hope you're ready for this. I hope you're ready. Okay, I'm gonna do the renovation on my attic, right? More money into this house. Why not, right? So I call my interior designer, Hanny, who is the one who essentially made this house visually turn into what it is today. This house would not look like it does. I think it looks amazing if it was not for him. So I'm calling him and saying like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts on it? And he's basically like, yeah, that's cool. Just don't spend too much money on it because you're not going to get square footage, because you can't have it as a finished room or whatever. He's like, just don't go overboard and spend a bunch of money because you're not going to get that money back. And I'm more like, well, I want storage for the next couple years, so I don't care if I throw a little bit of cash at it. And he's like, yeah, I agree with that. Just don't go overboard. And I was like, yeah, I want to make sure for like the next house that it has all these things thought out. And he's like, oh, are you looking to buy a house? And I was like, no, I'm not. Like I randomly went with Joe the other day, and we went and looked at, make sure this is recording. Yes, it is. Okay. I was like, what if I'm filming this whole time? I went with Joe, like, a couple weeks ago, and we looked at a piece of land, but I didn't really like it. And he's like, oh, so you're interested in like building a home? I was like, yeah, but just in the future, if I ever find a piece of land, just not ever having like a timeline for this. And he basically is like, hey, I'm looking for land for Christian because him and Heidi want to get some land and build a home. While I'm doing that, maybe if you give me criteria of what you're looking for, I can see if there's some land for you. And I'm like, sure. Like, why not? Like, if you're looking, maybe something tickles my fancy. So that was that conversation. Again, I have no timeline for this. No timeline. So I tell him that. And then lo and behold, a couple days later, he's like, yo, I think I found some land. Why don't you come look at it? I'm like, okay. And that is in the first video that I showed you with the half-acre land on the lake, or a body of water. I know people get triggered when I say a lake. And basically, as soon as we pulled in this neighborhood, it started piquing my interest a lot. And these details matter, okay? This is why I'm saying all this. So first of all, when you get in this neighborhood, I'm like, okay, it's only about, 5 or 10 minutes. It's like 5 minutes further from my office than now. I was like, I can drive 5 minutes further. It's still relatively in the area. I can get to my warehouse. It's around the people that I want to hang out with. It's around, the gym I like to go to. It's in the vicinity, right? It's not too far out of the way. And as soon as we go in this neighborhood, I was like, oh, dang, this has like a guard at the front 24/7 that takes your license plate down, a gated community. Wow, I really like that. That's really cool for safety and stuff. And then it's like, we're going through, I'm like, wow, these are beautiful homes. That's really nice, right? And then, I see all like the sidewalks, and I see like the lake, and I see a little path. I'm like envisioning walking, dude. And everything's starting to like check in these boxes that I never really knew. I never really had these boxes. And we get to the piece of land that I showed you, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I loved it. I don't know what it was about it. It was just the neighborhood, the location. It was on the water. It just, I could envision it. And I was like, dang, I'm still not ready to, put that much money into building a house right now, because I'll tell you later about my mindsets about, spending money on building a home. But I was like, I'm trying this new thing where I'm thinking of future Max. What is 40-year-old Max? Where does he want to be? Maybe it might be smart if I find a piece of land that I like to go ahead and snag it up. Because when I looked at the land, I started doing a bunch of searches around the area, right? And I found that there's not that many pieces of available land on the water where I want to live. And if there is land, people already own it and are just holding on to it for themselves. Maybe it comes on the market, maybe it doesn't. But available lots right now, there's not that much selection. So I'm just like, hey, again, thinking of future Max. Maybe I should do that. Maybe it's a lot of money. I don't really know what the future is going to hold, but I think I'm going to keep doing well. I'm going to keep trying to work really hard. And I think future Max will be like, thank you, younger, skinnier Max, because I'm going to be fat. Because I'm going to be fat when I'm older. Thank you, younger Max, for doing this, because not only was it a great purchase, you have a beautiful house years down the road, right? I had no plan on building a house right now. So we see this land. It's amazing, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you on pricing, because I think most of us are adults, so I don't need to tiptoe around. And it just gives you an idea. The piece of land that I was looking at, because of the location, because of the neighborhood, because of the gated, community, because of it's on the water, that piece of land was half of an acre, which is roughly a little bit bigger than our lot now. Our lot is a third of an acre. So half of an acre, beautiful location, $500,000, $500,000. A lot of fucking money, guys. A lot of money. That's how much I bought this house for. And then I put that much into the renovation. But it's a lot of money. But again, I'm like, hey, future Max. Thinking of future Max and Taylor and the kids and Dude and Dude's brother or sister. When I say future Max, I'm thinking of just like the future, right? Which now, thankfully, includes Taylor. So I was like, future Max. Love the land. Everything about it. Taylor was with me. Taylor's like, I love it. I mean, she's pretty much like, hey, Max, like, I'll do whatever you want to do. We don't need to move. We don't need to get out of the house. We can live the rest of our lives in that house. But I'm like, no, I want to design a home together. I want to have, you get it, right? $500,000. I'm like, yes, I want this freaking piece of land. It's a lot of money. I know, but I love it. There's not many options. So I tell Hanny and the realtor, I'm like, let's put an offer in. Fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Hold on. I need another energy drink. Oh, that's so good. If I haven't convinced you yet, freaking do it. 20% off. Oh my God, it's amazing. Okay, so I'm like, let's buy the land. So that night, they're like, okay, cool. We will formally put in an offer. We think we can get it for, $490 or something, right? I don't know, whatever, like a little bit less. So I'm like, cool, I'm all in. Taylor's like, hey, if that's what you want to do, I support you 100%, right? Knowing that I'm not going to build for a while, just want to buy the land, you get it. So the next morning, I get up, I walk Dude per usual, and I go on the computer and I go to Zillow. And I start looking again, and except I expand the search just a little bit further, and I see the second lot. Bing bong, bing bong. Wow. Okay, this is 5 minutes further from the first spot. So again, the first one is a little bit out of the way. This one's a little bit more out of the way. But I was like, look, if I'm already going to drive 5 minutes out of the way, what's another 5 minutes? Fuck it, dude. So I see this piece of land and I'm like, whoa, this looks nice. This is on the water. That other one was half an acre. This is 1.2 acres. Holy crap. And the price, $495,000. $5,000 less than the other lot, over twice the size. Wow. It's amazing, right? Now, keep in mind, this is an unfinished neighborhood. There's some nice houses in there, but the neighborhood is not, it doesn't have a gate, right? You got to put a gate in your house if you want to do that. But anyway, I'm like, Taylor, I think I found another freaking lot. And Taylor's like, well, let's get our asses in the car. Let's go check this thing out. I'm like, you know what? I love you so much. Give me a smooch. Let's go get in the car. We all get in the car. We drive to this lot, okay? Like 5 minutes further than the first one. And we get there, and I'm like, holy shit. This. Now I know you. Now I know you're thinking, Max. Yeah, of course it's a little shiny or whatever. You're just gonna like the next biggest thing. Again, I've widened my search, and you can only keep adding more time onto your distance, right? There has to be a cutoff, and for me, in this area, there's not that many options. So in the neighborhood that I looked at, there's like 4 lots available. This was one of them. We went to it because that was our favorite out of all of them. And we're like, holy crap. The size, the location, the price, the direction that the lot is facing. So you get sun in the morning and then sun behind you for the evening. So you can, I like to watch the sunset. I like to watch the sunset. We fall in love. And now keep in mind, over double the size, it's freaking over double the size, and it is half the price. Wait, did I say the first lot was $500,000? No, the first lot was $1 million. Oh my God. No, I messed this story up. The first lot was $1 million. I know what you're thinking, Max. You were going to spend $1 million fucking dollars. Yes, I know. And now I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, what the heck? The story just got crazier, I know. The first lot was $1 million. That was what was so crazy. And then the second lot, over double the size, half the price, $495,000. It seems like a no-brainer. 5 minutes further, fuck it, dude. I'll drive that far. I don't care. I call up the designer, Hanny, and the realtor. I'm like, yo, let's not go for the $1 million one. I found one a little bit further. We love it. I understand. And it was in a better school district. It's in the best school district, assuming we don't private school our kids. I'm fine with public, but we'll deal with that down the road. If we do public, these are the best public schools. The one 5 minutes further, the other house, was not in that school district for whatever reason. And apparently you can't just like put your kids in whatever. I don't know. So it's checking all the boxes. I'm like, holy shit, half the price. Not only is that great, we can put that money into the house, right? It's beautiful. It's bigger. So then we don't have to worry about moving again because we have enough space. Unless we just want to freaking live on an actual farm or move to another state, this is the freaking lot. 1.2 acres, beautiful of a house we can build and add on if we want. I can have my super sick garage to work on my Jeep again, or build something. It just checked all the boxes. And dude loved it, and he took a fat shit on that lot too, which means he has christened it, right? So I'm like, let's get this lot. He's like, okay. He calls up the real estate agent and is like, hey, we like that offer. And they're like, perfect. It's for sale. But they're like, but a lot of people have offered the person selling this lot like low balls. So I would highly recommend you just kind of come in at like very close to what they're asking. So they're asking $495. We offer them $490. They accept. Woo! We saved $5,000 and I got this beautiful lot. Now here is where the story takes a frickin' turn. We are 20. Holy shit, this is gonna be a long video. I know you were on the edge of your seats. You're like, Max, what happened? What freaking happened, dude? So we put an offer in. Now here is where the details matter because this is where you can decide what actually happened. So we put in the offer. We submit $490,000, accepted. Amazing, very nice, great success. It accepts. Now, if you don't know, when you buy a house, you then go into like an option period, and you basically have 7 days, I think it is, to do your due diligence, to basically do your research. You have 7 days. You put down like earnest money or something. You put down a little bit of money, but you have 7 days to, check on anything. I got like a soil test to make sure that the soil was fine. We got an updated survey. okay, actually, there's a lot of details to this. So you basically get 7 days to do whatever the frick you want to do, and then you can back out within 7 days. But after 7 days, option period closed. You can't back out, okay? All right, okay? You understand that? So we're getting through the option period. It gets to the end of the option period. My survey, which I just wanted an updated one, the last one was like 3 years ago, wasn't gonna be available till after the option period. And my real estate agent's like, we can ask them to push back the option period, but they might be hesitant. They could pull out. That's what she's, they could retract because you're extending the option period, we're weighing that risk. But if you wanna make sure you get the survey back on Monday, I said, you know what? I don't wanna mess this deal up. We will accept this land without the updated survey. Flash forward, it's kind of irrelevant. But again, I just wanted everything to happen as it should. The survey came back, it was fine. So anyway, but that came back on Monday. So it did come out of the outside period, but I was like, hey, let's not delay this. Let's keep it going, okay? So then I make this is where it gets interesting, guys. Then I make my YouTube video. And it turns out the buyers or the son or someone follows me on YouTube. So I'm sure they're gonna see this video. I even got an email, which apparently they're not supposed to contact me directly. I got an email that's like, hey, you're buying the land from us. Can we talk to you or something? In an email, like I watch your videos or something. Apparently they liked my Instagram. I don't know. They know who I am. And my real estate was like, hey, no, like let everything go like the legal route. Like don't, you're not supposed to converse with them outside of it, right? For whatever reason. But anyway, yeah, so they apparently are aware of my social media. So here's okay, my dumbass. So before the actual, so there's the option period closes at the end of the 7 days, and then there's the closing date, which is when the buyer goes or the seller goes in to the signing of the documents. But the deal's done, right? The contract is executed. It's just the closing. It's like the final signing, but the deal's done at that point. We get close to that date. The option period has expired, and I make the video saying, hey guys, we put an offer in, and this new lot, I say on YouTube, I'm like, this new lot is half the price. This lot is twice as big. Now, is that what kicked me in the ass? I don't know, because I basically talked too soon about this publicly and said how sick of a deal I am getting. Okay? So then, flash forward, we're getting the land. Closing period is supposed to be on like the day or whatever, the same day that we are at the wedding in Napa Valley. I get a call. Hey, the seller doesn't want to sell. And I said, what? I said, what? What do you mean it doesn't want to? What do you mean they don't want to sell? Like I've already sent the money. I literally already wired the $500,000 to this person. What do you mean? We're already out of the closing. I even moved it up to not wait on the survey. I don't understand. He's like, yeah, basically the seller owed money on the lot, right? They owed money, however much. And when they went to close, they basically got the document that said how much they owe. This is what they're telling me, okay? This is what they're telling me. This is how much we owe left on the property. And it turns out it was about $100,000 more than they thought. Not my problem. You owe more money. No matter what, here's all the money for the land. You're just going to make a little bit of less money. That was in my mind. I'm like, okay, that sucks, I guess, that you owe more or something. But apparently they were like, we don't think we owe this much. We want to fight the city or whatever on it, and we want to back out of the deal. I said, no, this is my freaking land. I bought it. You're out of the option period. Too bad, so sad. Seller goes, I don't care, chief, buddy. Guy, sit down. Don't care. Not selling it. And so I'm starting to question. I'm like, well, I don't understand. Like, so I start talking to my realtor. We start talking with like their broker, and they're like, yeah, she is legally supposed to sell it to you because legally it's already yours. Legally, you can take her to court. And I was like, well, okay, sure. Like, I'm not getting swindled on this. No, sirree, Bob. I've worked hard, and I saw the vision. Okay? So I say, no, no, this is our land. No, I want this land. I'm sorry you're not gonna make as much money, but no, you shouldn't figure that out. No, I don't know. It makes me angry thinking about it. Basically, the land or the person that wanted to sell it was like, too bad, so sad, not selling it. And we're like, what? We'll take you to court. They go, don't care, take me to court. So we call a real estate lawyer, an attorney, okay? And I tell them all the details. And they're like, all right, well, let's go over the contract that says if the seller is in default, which is backing out, right, after the contract's done, they can't back out. You can take them to court, okay? So I was like, okay, what happens? He's like, this should be like a slam dunk. He's like, it is very black and white. It is like you absolutely, positively, 100% should win. And I said, what? I said, what should? He's like, yeah. He's like, it's like extremely unlikely that you would lose, but there is a possibility for whatever reason. For whatever reason, there can be some little thing she could say, the judge could think, whatever. And he goes, and if you take her to court, you are looking at a minimum probably of 12 plus months before this ever sees court. And there could be delays and whatnot. I was like, wait, so if I take her to court, I won't even know if we get this land for potentially over 12 months? And he's like, yes, that's probably what's going to happen, because if she refuses to just sell you the land, like she is clearly saying that says, take me to court, then she's going to go through with it and try to fight it. And best case scenario, you win, you get the land for the price that you signed for, in like a year and a half from now. And she has to pay for all your lawyer fees, which will probably be about $30,000, $40,000. And I'm like, okay, well, that seems like what I should do. But the time thing was what I just didn't want to do, because I was like, I have a timeline in my head. I'm not in a rush, but I don't want to wait a year and find out, whoopsies, something fell through, Max. You don't have the land. Or I wait 12 months or more, and for whatever reason, I don't get it. And then this whole time, I haven't been looking for anything else, or I've just been losing sleep every night, freaking thinking, do I have this land or not? And these are first world problems. And people are actually, people are dying out there, Kim. Like, I understand this is like, Max, you can't build your dream home. No, I get the pointlessness of it, but I was just like, no, this is not fair. This is not fair. Like, what? No, I'm a good person. I do good things. Why? And he's like, we can take her to court. So we go back. We tell them, we're like, we will take you to court. We will sue you for the land that we rightfully own. Person says, I don't care. Take me to court. And basically another option comes on the table where they were like, basically, if I pay the additional money that they owe, the person will go through the deal. So if I ended up, it was $80,000 more. And I went back and forth in my head. I said, this person doesn't deserve my extra money. No, you had it listed. I bought it. You agreed. Option period ended. Too bad, so sad. I bought this land, and I'm sorry you're not going to make enough profit, but that is not my concern. That is not my concern. But then this is where, my brain comes in. I start thinking, I'm like, this is where I fault, guys. This is where I fault, because there's a lot of reasons why I decided to just pay this $80,000 more. One, I said, what if there's a chance that this person actually, the money they were going to get from this, they absolutely needed, and I am hindering that, and that's not even a possibility. Why was I even thinking of that? I was trying to think, good guy, maybe I can just give this person $80,000 out of the kindness of my heart to help them out. That went through my head. That was a thought until just now, and I'm like, why would you? No. The other thought was, Max, it's a piece of land, dude. Go on and just find something else. I've looked. Unless another piece of land people just happen to want to sell it, it probably would come up for sale, but I don't know. I'm like, no, I I saw this land and I fell in love with it, and I envisioned, I don't know what, like I envisioned the future when Taylor and I stepped on this property. I was like, no, they're not taking that away from me. And yes, I could have it somewhere else, another house or whatever, but I was like, no, I already freaking planned it out. This lot is the one, and I got it fair and square. No take-backsies. No take-backsies. So then the other part of me was like, at first I was like, Taylor was like, do not give this person more money. Do not. She said, we'll find someone else. We'll stay at this house. And I said, I appreciate you saying that, but I want this land. And the biggest reason for me was I didn't want to go down the path of legality because, first of all, every time I've been involved in any sort of legal battle, it has just drained my fucking life, my resources. The money isn't the biggest concern, but it's just a stress factor. It's more emails I got to pay attention to. It's more phone calls. I got to go to court or something. I got to go do this. I don't want to do that shit. I'm at a point in my life, very fortunate that I have the finances that I'm like, hey, sometimes I can make money make my problems go away. And if my problem, basically if $80,000 was standing between me and this lot that I love so freaking much, I said, I am willing to suck it up, nut up, and pay this money. And now keep in mind, you might be like, you got swindled. I kind of did. I actually did. But we actually contacted some sellers for other property in the same neighborhood on the same street, and they were wanting over $600,000 for the same size lot in the same neighborhood, over $600,000. So I ended up getting this lot for $570,000. Still a great deal, but I got freaking hustled. I don't think I should have paid over that, but I think that if this truly is what I want it to be, that then 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you think I'm gonna fucking care about the extra money that I spent? No, I'm gonna be raising my children with my beautiful wife and my beautiful dogs, and I'm not gonna give a shit about person that took advantage of me. And here's what some people think. People saw my video, saw that I got it, that I said I got it for half the price before the documents were signed, and they probably go, this guy not only has money, he was about to spend $1 million, so I know he'll buy it. Oh, look how much he loves it. So shame on me for freaking talking about how happy I am. Shame on me for putting content out so soon after stuff happens. I need to be like every other YouTuber and freaking, hey guys, you want to see some stuff happen to me 3 weeks ago? It's super exciting. No, I like to live in real time. And yeah, do I feel like I got taken advantage of? Yes. But the way I look at it is that $80,000 is a lot of money. $500,000 is a lot of money. But I was like, if I was willing to pay $1 million a couple weeks before, and I know this person doesn't deserve my extra money, this person is taking advantage of me, this person is ripping me off, I would probably win in court, but I don't want to go through that bullshit and live for the next year because I want to build in a year. So what if at the end of that, it's like, nope, you lose, Max, but here's like $10,000 in your lawyer fees. I'm like, I don't give a shit about, I want the land. That's what happened. That is what happened. Long story to basically say I paid $80,000 more than I needed to. But it wasn't, it was the fact that I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have paid the person. I should have taken them to court. I should have pressed them even more. But you know what? Karma is my land. Karma is the new house that I'm building. Karma is the success of everything I'm doing. Karma is... I believe in karma, and I'm a good person. And people that take advantage of me, they're not me. They're bad. They're not good. They're not like me. And maybe some people, I honor deals. If I say I'm going to sell something to someone, and even if I find out that it's a shittier deal at the end of that, guess what? No take-backsies. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Do you think that this person ended up owing more money and went through a very financial struggle? Keep in mind, they own another lot in the neighborhood, but it was over 2 acres. It was like 600,000, but the land wasn't as good. The location, it didn't face the direct area that I wanted. It had like power line poles in the back. I didn't like any of that. So I was like, I don't care that it's 0.8, 0.7 acres bigger. I don't need that much land. And I hate those poles and I hate the location of it. I want this one. So I don't think the financial struggle burden was the thing, but I could be wrong. And maybe I helped out someone who's going through a tough time. And I hope that is it, because if not, then I think that it's just like, you know? Do you think that they saw my YouTube videos, saw that I am doing well, saw that I was about to pay more money and was like, we can poker face this guy and get him to pay us more? Do you think I should have risked it and gone to court and it could have been in 12 plus months and there's like a 90+% chance that I should win because it's black and white? Or if money was the only thing standing between you and what you wanted, and please do not take this the wrong way. The money was not, I don't care. How do I say that? If $80,000 is the only thing standing between me and getting what I want, that is potentially going to be the thing that I'm going to be in for the next foreseeable future, then if that's the only thing standing in front of me, then I'll gladly pay the money to get what I want. Is that dumb? Should I have waited for land to see if it popped up? Was it not meant to be? No. It was meant to be. And we got it. And I can't wait to build the most marvelous home in the world, to raise our most marvelous family and have so many memories. And you think I'm going to care about that money down the road? No. You know what I got to do? I just got to work $80,000 more. I just got to work $80,000 more money. I just got to work $80,000 harder. Taylor is coming in the house right now. Dude's going to bark. I'm going to end this video right here. We'll see what Taylor says. This is a 40-minute video. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. No, this is the longest story. I could have made a video that goes, yeah, we went to buy the land. Lady ended up charging us $80,000 more when we paid it because we are pathetic and get walked all over. Just who we are as a person. No regrets, dude. You're going to have the sickest house, but you're going to have to pick up some more shifts at Chipotle because that's going to come out of your portion. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Can't wait to see the comments about this. Make sure you wish me a happy birthday. I hope you guys snag some of this up. And for the foreseeable future, eat more sour chips, never forward. And I hope we can't wait. I hope you can't wait for the next house build series. I'm excited. Very excited. Hold on, Taylor's coming. I'm just gonna keep this clip going. Fuck it. God, I'm like, do you know how long we have been freaking trying to make this a thing? And it's finally here, and it's so good. It's just so good. If Taylor's gonna any minute now, she came in, she's just sitting in the. This is one of the. Come on in. Come on, the video's already 40 minutes, so scoot your butt on in. No, you're fine. Come here. No, she's saying hi to dude. Come here and give your little 2 thoughts real fast. This is a 40-minute video. I know. Come here. I told the whole story about the house.
Oh no.
I said you were against doing what I did.
I was.
I said you were. You think I got taken advantage of.
You did.
But
you were happy and you make the decision, and I don't like what they did, but I'm excited for this chapter, and I thank you every day, and I love you.
That's worth $80,000 to me. See you later. Big gulps.